Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Once more, taking a look here again at AVAX. Still holding pretty strong in this upward $36 to $37 range. So awesome stuff here so far. Again, it is a weekend. Things can be a little funny with Bitcoin having a low volume, so just be mindful of that. But we are starting to see a lot of buying pressure here. More volume coming into AVAX than other coins. And generally speaking, it's looking like a quite favorable situation. So if you're new to the channel, I do ask that you like the video, comment below if you get a chance. Let me know where you're at with AVAX, and if you want to become a better trader, again, CryptoCache.tech is a site. Link down below. I do provide a trading academy, community, and signals group. We've got a lot of new members coming over here. I do recommend you read through my signals guide in our trading community here, just so you'd understand the details of how I recommend setting up the trades that you take. Again, just to clarify, we took some profit this morning from BSV. 8 days later, 29%, not the greatest trade, but it still worked out. Again, patience, folks, is important. Cardano, 46%, ICP, 50%, and Near Protocol, 52%. Those are some good profits we took in the last 48 hours, so awesome stuff. Congrats again. We do have an open AVAX trade, just to complete disclosure, so you guys know. We got in somewhere in the 36.80 range, and we do have additional entry levels just in case the price pulls back. So you got to recognize we're not just all in on the first entry. We do like to average into our position. So I do recommend, 25% on the first entry, maybe 50% on your second, and 25% again on a third if you consider that. Either way, it serves us very well to be able to do that, and I can tell you, in this market, low leverage and low position size is king. So take a look here at AVAX. A lot of liquidation above the price action. So this means one of two things. It means likelihood of the price sweeping that upper level is higher, but it also means that a lot of people have this mindset that $38 is a strong resistance level. Okay, so you got to recognize there's a double-edged sword in most cases with every liquidation level, but this being much closer to the price action, it would make sense for the whales to sweep that level and then to rip the price back down. Okay, and what I have here on the chart, just so you know, is like a potential Elliott wave pattern. This is not a guarantee, of course, but the lowest point in which we could see this go without invalidating is this $35 mark. So in a perfect world, price comes down to $35, we get in for that last leg out. Again, that's generally what that looks like. Is cryptocurrency a perfect world? Comment below. Absolutely not. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I mean, I guess there is no such thing as perfection because we always want more. But regardless, that's where we're at here. So we're now over the 200-day SMA. This is huge. I talked about this yesterday being a good confirming factor. Half the reason why I felt confident taking a long position in the $36 range. Being back up over that 200 is important. Well, it's not the only thing. We want to be over the 50 as well. That'd be probably even better. We still have a lot of room and a lot of growth between here and there, right? So the 50-day SMA is somewhere in that 38.50 range. Coincidentally, there's a lot of liquidation right here in this area. So good chance we're going to see that level tested. I think that's a pretty significant reality. Also keep in mind too, when you take trades, keep your targets fairly tight. Again, you don't want to be super lofty and want to be one of those moon boys that you have your first take profit target at $100. That's just ridiculous. Spot bag, different story altogether, guys. Totally get it. But any type of leverage, you're going to get eaten up on fees, and that time frame makes no sense at all. MACD converging here, we can see RSI is up over 50, maintaining that level. Also good confirming factor, stochastic swinging up. There's every reason why a long position makes a lot more sense than a short. Again, if you're going to short, it's not like that's a huge problem. Just make sure it's a tight short and you don't get super crazy with leverage, because really there's a lot more bullish than bearish signs here. MACD is starting to diverge, but we're not there yet. We could see that shift. And again, there's no guarantees on the MACD, by the way. Some folks are really hot and heavy on just like going all in on the MACD. It should be used as a secondary, tertiary, something that is just an additional complementing factor. Never take a trade solely on that one thing. I would say, however, stochastic RSI is probably more consistent. However, at this point, it does show that we are diverging. But the good thing about this is the price action. Just say the price stays where it's at, and we continue to get a divergence here with stochastic. Once that swings up, we're going to be in a prime place to be able to see the price action shoot further up. So we actually like to see RSI maintaining above 50 and stochastic swinging down while the price goes sideways. That's a perfect case scenario. That's a bullish divergence, if you will, and it is more likely to break to the upside than the downside. Okay, so again, keep in mind, awesome stuff here. We can also see a little bit of a channel here forming too, a little ascending channel. Oftentimes these do break to the upside as well. Okay, so again, not a guarantee, not a specific exact science, it never is, but these are all factors that increase probability. That's all there is to it. And we take a look at the hourly, we can see here, we're above all moving averages. We're testing the 20 right now, which is kind of just an initial trend setter. This is something I usually like to pay attention to when I'm day trading. While I don't day trade any longer because I just don't have the patience for it, I can tell you that our day trading bot does fairly well. And that's a different story altogether. That's part of my plus group there. But we do have some really nice trading signals, and AVAX is one of those coins that we do day trade in our community with. Having said that, though, we have this ascending trend line here, looking still pretty decent, running concurrent relative to the 20-day SMA, so that's a positive sign being above that. We can also confirm, too, with Ichimoku Cloud, we have mostly positive contributing factors. And I say mostly because truth is we do have the lagging span kind of within the price action. It's kind of averaging itself out right there at the top. When you see that, it generally implies that you should have considered securing some profit on this coin if you had taken a long position. So there's that, right? Securing profit's never a problem. It's not a bad thing, folks. Heaven forbid you secure profit and the price pulls back, you can add to your position lower. If the price pulls back and you adjust your stop loss higher, you get stopped out, you're still in the green because you took more than 50% position size in your first target. Every time you take a trade, you always set targets, you always set realistic levels, and make sure that you work within your risk tolerance. I teach that day in and day out. Some people don't understand it. They fight it for years, and eventually they figured out. A lot of my graduates are finally on track with that. And it just takes some time. It's okay. I get it's not going to set in right away. Because all those other moon boys are telling you to hold on to whenever you're shooting the stars, right? But again, get your head out of the stars or the clouds and just be realistic here. If you treat this like a business, you're going to get those kind of results. That's all there is to it. Anyways, simply way to understand this here is we still got we're still converging on the stochastic RSI here, or sorry, it has same color, so I call it that. Basically, we can see the conversion line above the baseline. That's still good. We're over the cloud here as well. So in all reality, we have more bullish signs here than bearish completely on every single time frame. So again, betting into that doesn't make a ton of sense. If you're going to do anything, consider dollar cost averaging on the way down. Maybe consider multiple entry targets. That's generally what we like to do. And again, this will be 25%. This would be maybe 50%, and another 25 here. Okay? That's roughly the idea or the concept of averaging into your position. You can do that with leverage if you cross leverage, and effectively, actually cross leverage is a different story. I would recommend isolated leverage actually, but that's a different story. We'll talk about that later. Actually, I talked about that in my shorts here recently. Go ahead and check that out. I've got a lot of shorts on YouTube, Twitter, Telegram, TikTok, anything and everything. All that's available for you if you want it. Anyways, do me a favor before you leave, like the video, comment below. Do yourself a favor, jump on over to BitUnix Phenomenal Exchange. Link down below for the rewards here. Check them out, $5,500 in benefit rewards if you use my link to register. Again, no KYC or VPN, folks. They're awesome. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one.